Thank you for staying with us. As I said earlier, we have, many political parties, putting their houses in order and doing things that they feel will help them, especially as the 2027 election is concerned. But then first, we have gubernatorial elections in many, like 3 states, starting with Anambra State, then Ekiti State, and Osun State. And in Osun State, is becoming very interesting. August 8th is the next Guba election, and many persons are gearing up, including the ruling PDP, the opposition APC, and even the new kid on the block, if I may use that word, ADC. All of them are talking tough. But then talking about the ADC, there's still some leadership issues. It looked like 2 weeks ago that all is settled when there is a confirmation by the umpire, INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission, that, recognized the leadership of Senator David Mark and Rauf Aregbesola-led ADC. But then, since then, it seems all is not well in Little China, and there are big troubles almost on a daily, because some persons are saying never, these are not our leaders. But then many things are still being seen, because there appears to be this split that is being deepened, as there are some factions that are claiming there is a court pronouncement that has barred David Mark and Rauf Aregbesola-led leadership. And this is where we are right now. We have one of those who should know, the spokesperson for the National Secretary of the ADC, that's former Osun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola. With us, Mr. Shola Fasure joins us virtually. Mr. Fasure, good to see you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice to be with you again.
Right. Very well. It seems, if you get my analogy, that it seems in Little China there is always big trouble when it looks like the coast is clear for the ADC and its leadership. Maybe you can get into the groove and then do your business. There are some persons that are still saying there is a court pronouncement that has barred your principal, and even the president, chairman of that party, David Mark, to say things are not going well. Why have you found yourself in another hot water?
Oh, well, thank you very much. But before I go into that, let me just say one or two things about the security matter you discussed earlier, if you permit me.
Quickly.
What you must factor into these attacks on our military and police is the international dimension to this crisis. You will recall some time ago that an American congressman on the floor of the Congress said that the United States actually was responsible for the funding, training of insurgents, and they mentioned Boko Haram in Nigeria. So then that brings us to the issue of how would a ragtag, disgruntled local element graduate to bombing UN building in Abuja, holding the entire Abuja hostage, and then engage in some daring acts. Of course, we're still on that international dimension, the allegation that some European countries are actually using Nigeria as the base for their operations in West Africa. Some of these are not just to advance their interests, but also to destabilize Nigeria. On many occasions, our law enforcement have said that when they catch these people, they found huge swaths of foreign currencies with them. So, and then some of these contractors who said they want to bring aid to people living in refugee camps and all that, they also act as agents of these international agencies. What they said that aids actually are meant to be weapons and logistics for some of these criminal organizations. Then a lot of these attacks are actually like ambush, because it's an unconventional warfare. One-on-one, man-to-man, muzzle-to-muzzle. None of them can face the Nigerian military, but it's insurgency. So what they do is that they appear to disappear and then reappear. So they have the element of time and the element of surprise, and it's very difficult for them to fight. Then they also have internal help, because they have a lot of information on movements of the Nigerian troops. They have information on places, on capabilities, and some people have alleged, I don't want to believe it, that even the officers on many occasions actually restrain their men from responding. So, they are just like sitting dog waiting to be finished off. So these are some of the issues. Thank you. So now let me go back to problem in Little China. There is no problem in Little China. I can assure you of that. The process for the takeover of ADC was very seamless and so straightforward. The hitherto leadership met. They agreed to relinquish power and then welcome the people who are coming from the other parties, from APC, from PDP, so that their party will become something bigger. But then, of course, we have the familiar tricks of the APC, engulf and devour, divide and rule. So that's what we are seeing. But from all the court's pronouncements, even INEC has recognized the leadership of David Mark and Rahul Faregbeshola. These sponsored people, this what, for lack of a better word, I would say the rod of the ancient regime, that is the members of the last escrow that have been bought. They are the ones, just I think one or two of them are the one involved. You will recall that I think about 2 weeks ago, the former national secretary of the party actually went to visit Ogbeni Rahul Faregbeshola, and it was a jolly thing. So when you look at it as a structure, there was no problem with the party. The transfer from the old to the new was smooth and seamless. But what we have now is just a pocket of troublemakers sponsored by the APC to destabilize the party, to make sure that it doesn't really have footing. All over the state. Well, also in some states, the couple, I think, yes, in the north, there are one or two places where we still have that pocket of troublemakers. But that is not to say that in all of this, that the party is in any trouble whatsoever. I think not long ago, they went to the court. They asked the court not to give them an injunction not to recognize the new leadership, but the court refused. The court refused them that prayer. So as we are now, the leadership we have in ADC is strong and solid and is not subject to any challenge. The only thing that could happen is if the courts too become complicit, and then the courts are used to now say they recognize this faction. But then what those people are actually planning to do is to destroy the party and stop it from being the platform for the opposition to emerge. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. So that's where we are now. The David Mark and Aregbesola-led leadership of ADC is solid, is firm, is on ground. As of now, there is no challenge to them. What some people, the people who have gone to court, they have no local standard. That's what they call it in law. They have no basis in law to embark on that, because the document, the meeting in which the old ESCO did in line with their party's constitution is there, where they agreed and all that. So the dissent, the later dissent of one or two persons will not invalidate that.
All right.
All other things meaningful.
All right, Mr. Fasure, you have said it. After a long wait, the INEC, as the Independent National Electoral Commission, has finally recognized the leadership of Senator David Mark and, of course, Ogbeni Ralph Aregbesola as the leaders of the ADC, and also put up their information on their website. That is one part. But I would like to ask you this, Mr. Fasure. The presidency has been taunting your party, the ADC, as a result of the failure of the party during the last conducted by-elections across about 13 states in Nigeria, because ADC did not perform well. They didn't really put up a performance, let me say it like that, during the last by-election. So the president has been taunting your party, saying if you couldn't do well during the by-elections, that there is no hope for your party come 2027. So I'd like you to quickly address that. What are the chances? What do you see as ADC's chances going into 2027 general elections?
ADC is not looking into the... ADC is not concerned about the off-season elections, the by-elections that were held nationwide. That would be a huge joke, and I'm sure the presidency also know that. They know the formidable strength of the ADC, and that's why they are doing everything tooth and nail to make sure the party doesn't really take off. I can't say that the ADC has taken off to the extent now that it will now be participating in by-elections like that. What the APC is doing now, they are building the party up from the grassroots, from the ward level to local government, and then to state, and then at the national level. That's what they are doing now. They are growing the party and putting in place the structures, because it's parties that win elections. The showing of a party in election is a reflection of how strong a party is in a place. That's what ADC is doing now. They are strengthening the party. They are putting in place the structures. And we are still a little bit far from saying ADC will now be contesting the by-elections. I mean, how many days, as they say in Yoruba, the party is working on the ground, and that's what the APC feared, because they don't want to see that come to fruition.
All right, Mr.
ADC.
Yeah, could you please confirm if INEC has identified, recognized rather, your party officials at the state's level?
So yourself that the INEC has updated even its website now, listing the current leadership of ADC on the website as their leaders. And so that means they have erased.
You didn't get my question. Sorry to cut in. You didn't get my question. I'm saying, could you please confirm if INEC has recognized your party leadership at state level?
Oh, okay, at state level.
Yes.
They are working on that. They are working on that. You know, the most important thing is at the national level. You see, the internal affairs of a party, the Supreme Court has ruled, is the internal affairs of the party. So the issue of whether INEC recognizes or not, it is like a storm in a teacup. Once a party comes up with its position, that is it. That's what the Supreme Court said. So whether INEC or no even court for now, based on that precedent from the Supreme Court, no court will interfere again or intervene. Even INEC will not interfere in the affairs of the leadership of a party again.
All right.
So what we have
Mr. Fasure, because of time. Yes, sir. 2 questions for me. Number one is this: with what you have said so far, you are saying the by-elections, definitely you are not in for that because you are still strengthening your party. And can you confirm that what you are saying is the strengthening, gaining more members, canvassing, campaigning, for membership of your party and strengthening it? The energy is geared towards 2027 only, because there will be elections in Anambra, election in Ekiti, and the election in your
Those are the big stakes. Those are the big stakes.
Will you be fielding candidates in these Guba elections?
Absolutely. Those are the big stakes. We are working on that so powerfully.
And that leads me to my next question, sir. Because we learned there are words, words on the street. And if many persons who are thinking that you have been, that maybe you have been speaking with the state governor, governor, in Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke, to come to your party and, fly your flag. Can you confirm or deny?
We are not speaking with him.
At all?
Governor Adeleke is a little bit confused now. Why? And I wish him well.
Why will you say that about a state governor?
Because, to be fair to him, he's an emergency politician and he's still learning the ropes.
But he's a state governor.
That one is not in doubt. The thing is, you need a platform. And he doesn't seem to have a platform now, because as we speak, PDP itself as a party is unraveling. The party has imploded, so it's unraveling fast. And the kind of help a party needs to contest an election, he is not going to get it.
It seems the state leadership of the party, they are behind him. All of them have taken a position, and they are staying in the PDP, and they are going to work for him.
The big wigs in the PDP, they have gone to APC. Baba Fadamsi, Wale, the senators, House of Rep members. The only solid person we can say is still with him in a PDP now is Honorable Salami. And one tree does not make a forest. The entire party has unraveled, even in the state. You should know this now.
But does that mean the ADC, even with what you have said in your own words, are you still a match for him?
Look, if the question of being a match for him does not even arise.
All right.
The platform for him to contest is not there. He doesn't have a platform.
The PDP is his platform.
The governor doesn't have a platform to contest this election. Don't let us just be dragging the obvious.
All right.
And he's seriously still looking for a platform he can use.
But it won't be the ADC.
Talks with him. Let me be very clear. We are not in talks with him now. If we are in talks with him, if he's going to use our platform, he's going to be just like any other person. That being a governor does not give him any advantage.
Interesting. All right. We will keep talking about this in the coming days, because the election is less than 11 months away in Osun State here. August 8th next year will be the date. We most sincerely thank you, Mr. Shola Fasure, the spokesperson for former Osun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. You're welcome. Interesting takes here. Actually, And of course, you know, Joseph will be coming, you know, after just now, but we need to tell you because Ousmane Dembele has been announced as the winner of the 2024 Ballon d'Or. He plays for PSG, he's a French. And of course, Aitana Bonmanti is the Ballon d'Or winner for women, you know, a Spanish player who plays for Sevilla in the Premier League for women. And very importantly, Chiamaka Nadozie of Nigeria, the Super Falcons goalkeeper, is the worst. You have him now, is what, number 4, you know, maybe not number 1 this year when the committee is. She will be number 1. You can see in the ranking, Hannah Hampton number 1, and Catherine Berger 2, and of course Chiamaka Nadozie of Nigeria number 4. We wish her all the best. Congratulations to Nigeria, number 4 out of all the champions. Maybe not bad, but then we have to go. Daniel.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us on Morning Spring this morning. Join us again tomorrow for a fresh edition on Western Spring Television. Daniel Limeka is my name. Do have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
All right, Femi Ojo is my name. God bless Nigeria. To have a lovely morning.